Okay. So very pleasant and cool evening, everyone. So hearty welcome to our 3-month training program on family counseling. And today is going to be our third session. So I welcome the chairman of the training program and patron of WCOP, Sri Vedagiri Ganeshan sir, chief patron PV Ramurthy sir, Professor Girishan Mishra sir, and Professor R.N. Singh sir. And also welcome Professor B.G. Reddy sir, President WCOP, Professor B. Suresh, President WCOP, Professor K. General Secretary WCOP, and Professor K. Ashok Garu, Coordinator of Program. And I also welcome today's chief guest, Sri J.V. Lakshman Rao Garu, and guest special invitee, Professor T.D. Vimla Garu, and the resource person, Professor A. Sudhakar Reddy Garu. Sorry, A. Krishnamurthy Garu, A.R. Krishnamurthy Garu. So I request Professor B.G. Reddy sir to initiate the program.
Devi, good evening, everybody.
Sir, your voice is neither, sir.
Yeah, today, just good evening, everybody. Today is a third session of this 3 months training program, as well as we are observing World Suicide Prevention Day of 2022. So both simultaneously, we are just proceeding to do this task today, combining with this third day session of this training program, certificate training program. I welcome here at the backside of me and today's chief guest, J.V. Lakshman Rao is with me. And today's resource person, Professor A.R. Krishnamurthy Garu, special invitee, Professor Vimala Garu, and Treasurer, our Suresh, General Secretary, Subhashini Garu, chief patrons, and patron, chairman of the training program, Professor Ganeshan sir, and other core committee members, executive committee members, and beloved participants. Now, once again, I welcome you all to this third session of this 3 months training program. Right. Now, I am handing the mic to Amadevi.
Thank you, sir. Now, let me introduce today's chief guest, Sri J.V. Lakshman Rao Garu, former editor of Indian Tribune, Chicago, USA. So Lakshman Rao Jayana Venkata, international freelance journalist, after working for 27 years as chief editor of Indian Tribune in the USA and 33 years in India, worked in various leading newspapers, including Indian Express and Deccan Chronicle, presently writing for various newspapers in India and the USA, regularly contributing to Chicago-based Indian Tribune and Indian-based web publication IndianPoke.com. He had made India as his home. So he post-graduated in the year 1965 in journalism and mass communication from Osmania University, Hyderabad. Prior to this, he did Masters of Arts and degree in Economics, Political Science, Public Administration from Osmania University, Hyderabad in 1964. He started his career in the year 57 to 64 as a student and a railway employee and worked as a freelance journalist. And from then, he worked as a general PR coordinator, Indian Railways, Secunderabad, India, during the period 1965 and 67, and he has worked as sub-editor, the Hitavada, Nagpur, India, and sub-editor, Deccan Chronicle, Hyderabad, India, during the period 1967 to 71. So he has worked as senior sub-editor in the Indian Express, Vijayawada, India, from 1971 to 76, and he has been chief sub-editor, Indian Express, Hyderabad, India, from 76 to 78. He has worked as news editor, West Coast Times, Goa, India, news editor, Indian Express, Hyderabad, India, and Indian Express, Vijayanagaram, India, during the period 78 to 91. And he has been the national news coordinator, Indian Express, New Delhi, India, from 91 to 92, and resident editor, Deccan Chronicle, Visakhapatnam, 92-93, associate director, Indian Tribune, Chicago, 94 to 96. Managing editor, Indian Tribune, Chicago, 96 to 2006, and And from 2006 to 2007, he has worked as editor in India Tribune, Chicago. And currently, from 2017 till now, he is continuing as international freelance journalist and regularly contributing to Chicago-based Indian Tribune and India web-based web publication indiafolk.com. Regularly travels between India and the US. So he has covered proceedings from the city's council meetings, state assemblies, and Indian Parliament and joint sessions of the US Congress and the UN General Assembly, and taught students at various universities, wrote innumerable editorials and articles, features on Indo-US relationship, nuclear issues, Indian culture, heritage art, literature, etc. He has editorial and feature writing, reporting, news and photo editing, planning and startup of 3 newspaper publication centers, coordination, administration, publication centers. And he has interviewed and reported high dignitaries like Indian Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, and his historic address on the United Nations interviewed Prime Minister A.B. Vajpayee, and his landmark address to joint session of US Congress, his White House reception, and US President Bill Clinton, and address to Indian Physicians Conference in Chicago, Senator Hillary Clinton address to Indian Committee, covered the US visits of Prime Minister VP Singh, Aki Gujral, and interviewed Deputy Prime Minister L.K. Advani, former Prime Minister of Pakistan Benazir Bhutto, and several other high US and Indian leaders, noted business leaders, spiritual leaders, Bollywood. So in his list, there are many very important persons. As a member of the White House press corps, accompanied and covered the historic and maiden visit of President George W. Bush to India and Pakistan, covered the eventful signing of the Indo-US civilian nuclear deal of President Bush and Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. He has trained more than about 200 journalists in Indian Express and other newspapers, served as a university board member for staff selection. He has also served as a faculty member of Visakhapatnam chapter of the Public Relationship Society of India, lectured and addressed seminars at Andhra University, Usmania University, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, USA, Northeastern Illinois University, Chicago, USA, and taught Indian classes at Medill School of Journalism, Northwest University, Evanston, USA. Presented papers at International Peace Conference organized by Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University, Mount Abu, and several media workshops by the Public Relations Society of India, Andhra Pradesh. Covered from Visakhapatnam University, Visakhapatnam Usmania University, Hyderabad, North Illinois University, Chicago, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and Northwest University of Evanston. So he has received many honors by various organizations like Rotary Club of Vijayanagaram, India, Walkers Club International, Usmania University, Oswald Association of Greater Chicago, Northeastern Illinois University of Chicago, Sri Annamacharya Project of North America, Flossmoor, Sapna, Illinois. He also received Mutnuri Krishnarao Award for Outstanding Journalist given by Vamsi Art Theatre International. And also received Excellence in Journalism Award by Indo-American Friendship Council, Texas, USA. He also received American Telugu Association ATA Recognized Award in the area of journalism, Distinguished Community Service Award from Sri Viswayogi Visamji Maharaj, Distinguished Journalist Award from Federation of Indian Association, Excellence in Journalism Award, and from Telugu Association in North America, Antarjatiya Telugu Samajika and Patrikeya Puraskar by International Telugu Cultural and Literary Association India, honored by the Gaudiya University, and many more. So he has visited, I would say he considers both India and USA as their homes, as his homes. He traveled widely in the USA and India, visited more cities in UK, Europe, Australia, and South Africa. The South African tour was one of the invitations for the tourism department of government of Andhra Pradesh, South Africa. He is very much interested in writing, reading, photography, electronics, travels, literature, art, music, dance, drama. So we are very proud to have you here, sir, for this evening. And I heartily welcome you, sir, for this session as the chief guest. So I kindly request you to address the gathering with your valuable words.
Uh, Good evening, gentlemen and ladies and the professors. And I'm thankful to Professor Rama Devi for the introduction that she has made regarding me. It's my pleasure to address this great uh, August institution, and particularly on a day of the observation of suicide prevention day. I have come to Tirupati with a view to join and undergo the distance education psychology department, and as a part of my interest towards the subject. You may ask why I got at this age of 85, why I wanted to study this subject, because of two, two reasons. One is in US, I have in the last 27 years, I have seen that the cases of psychiatric sufferers, it has increased to now every fourth man is a psychic patient in the US. I should not call this a patient because they say the word is again a taboo. Yeah. But they say for convenience sake, every fourth person is mentally ill in the, again that mentally ill also is a wrong expression, but these expressions have been in vogue and I can't avoid using them. As a newspaper editor, I used to take a lot of caution in the expression of all this terminology. And I wanted to know this, what was the cause of it and how I should relate it to the society if I have to write something about this pandemic. I said pandemic because it is spreading like a pandemic, and India is no way less than that. It is every seventh person in India is also afflicted, knowingly or unknowingly, because of their attitude towards themselves and towards the society. So I have come with a mission to understand why this is happening, and I chose uh, this Sri Venkateswara University because I heard from the friends in US that this year course in this particular university is very comprehensive and also well recognized in the many parts of the country and also in US. So I sought admission, and for luckily I'm attending now the contacts for classes. People ask me, why are you doing this course at this advanced stage? See, I have a responsibility. For 63 years, I have been a journalist. I wrote a lot of things, a lot of issues, as Ramadev Garu has already talked about it. And I never wrote anything that I have not understood. This psychiatry is a subject very loosely and vaguely being understood, and people think anybody who is tackling the subject is branded as a psychiatrist. So I said I need to know them to spread the word for the world to understand this problem, and particularly the treatment is necessary both in India and also US. The US is suffering heavy shortage of psychiatrists and psychologists. And similarly, India is also the same situation. I might have, you all must have observed, there is an article in Times of India on August 24. The demand for the psychiatry degree has increased by 50%, and the UGC has given permission, and it is more sought after the course after all engineering and medical courses. So the demand is very high now, and I'm happy that I'm studying in a very prestigious institution in this country, and I'm benefited in the last 10 days. I have been attending the content classes. So many things which I have loosely understood have been concretely embedded in my mind. And I think by the time I leave the course, I will be richly rewarded and be able to talk with certainty and uh, firmly about this subject and write about it. I have known some families how which are suffering and they do not know. The marriages are getting divorced, and my observation about the divorce in India and also are growing these days. Simultaneously, you also observe suicide cases. Everybody might have seen that recently so many students who have failed in their intermediate and high school subjects have committed both girls and boys. This this is an indication that children are suffering from this ailment, and they should be taken care of. And the future is that the Congress has to take an interest in treating and spreading the word that how they should be treated and uh, made them useful citizens of the country rather than suicide is a spreading like a pandemic now. It is alarming for me. It is a big worry at my age that I feel that we never thought that suicide is a way of into the particular problem. Children have to be trained. They should be taken care of. I think every school and college should have some psychiatrists or psychologists to be attached. And before the examinations and after the examinations, the students have to be told about the importance of life rather than being ending it just because of failure. Uh, Regarding my experience in journalism, this is my emphasis that everybody should take care of the future generation because India is the youngest, has the youngest population in the world, and it is the responsibility of all trained psychiatrists and psychologists to take care of them. And I hope the Congress is going to take steps and spreading the word and also training more psychologists. And psychology is a subject that deals with every human activity. It is not confined to a particular science or art, but it is a study is very important because it can treat all the society in one go. Regarding my professional uh, achievements, Ramadev Garu has very clearly explained to them. All this is because I have journalism is a mission for me. It is not a profession. I You can see from my biodata that even if I was working with some other faculties and areas, I was keeping writing. And finally, after working in railways for about 8 years, I chose to be a newspaper person rather than a government employee. Some of my relatives have criticized me for leaving their safe government job and joining a newspaper where the future of an individual is very doubtful, being in the private company. But by sheer writings and my abilities to express myself with some sort of research and all that, my articles were read in many circles. And I have been sought after as a journalist from the journalistic circles and the newspaper publishers. So it was only at the beginning there was a reference to my certificates. Later on, my writings were my certificates. and I got the job without any difficulty and switched over from one newspaper to another with a challenge. And wherever I went, the circulation has gone up, and also the newspapers have got some sort of a recognition. That is the reason why I have been in the profession, and I love to be in the profession. But so now this psychiatry is a psychology is being spreading so much. I wanted to see that the children are being trained properly, and now after doing this course, I'm not going to practice, but I'm going to write articles and also planning a book with case studies relating to my knowledge. That is my purpose. And by the end of my course, I think I will be able to write a fairly good book for the common people, not for what you call specialists. Specialists, there are already books. I want to write a book. That is my ambition, and my study of this subject at the Sri Venkateswara University is I am fortunate to have got admission and able to withstand the rigors of it. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind gesture. Definitely, you are very passionate about your journalism, sir. And I feel the current generation needs you a lot, because there is the social media has to have certain regulations as well. Thank you so much, sir. So now I request Professor T.D. Vimla Karu, our guest of honor, to pass on her message.
Good evening to everybody. Today, we're going to have the second session, theoretical session on family. No, sir? Not audible?
Audible, ma'am.
Audible. Thank you. At the outset, I want to thank sir who has given lot of information. Because of technical problem, I am not able to hear his introduction about the guests. But from this later part of his lecture, I came to know that he's passionate about journalism very much. And in connection with this Suicide Prevention Day today, and journalism plays a major role, and I want to know a little bit about how these things the journalists has to, there is lot of impact of the reporting of the suicide cases in newspapers. So in psychology, what we are telling is this is playing a major role in increasing the number of suicides, the reporting of suicides in papers. This is a very, very important aspect of journalists. I think there are certain rules. I am not very clear, but WHO has given certain guidelines for reporting the suicide cases in newspapers. So in these lines, I want to have a little bit information from this. Can I have some little bit information about this?
From Devi Lakshman Rao Ramlagaru.
Sir.
Just in the last, I will again request him to respond to your question. Now, it is my primary duty as president of All Congress of Psychologists to say thanks to Devi Lakshman Rao Garu, who worked as journalist, and just he was with Obama and so many just presidents of USA, and here also in India, he worked with so many prime ministers. So I think you have learned through biodata studied by our Rama Devi. So such a nice person, an expert. We are really fortunate to have him in Tirupati. Now that he is 86, he is undergoing MSc Psychology course through distance mode of Venkateswara University. So just I came to know through somebody, and today I had the opportunity. I was fortunate to have him with us because his services It's really an inspiration to this psychologists who are participating in this session. For that purpose only, I requested him, I brought him to my house, and today he is with us. Why? Because in guest house, the Wi-Fi is not functioning. That's why I went to the guest house and just on half an hour back, just I brought Lakshman Rao Garu. Just he is with us. Really, we are fortunate, our WCOP, on behalf of WCOP and on my personal behalf, I thank Professor J.B. Lakshman Rao Garu for being with us and just addressing the participant, beloved participant. Now, again, I am leaving the mic to Ramadevi.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. We are very fortunate to have him here, sir. At this age, he's still working on his profession with a different angle, different perspective. So everyone says that there is no age for learning and there is no limit for education. Okay, let us come to today's session. So as we are observing today as a Suicide Prevention Day, so I read today that India has lodged over 1.64 lakh suicides in 2021, highest ever in the calendar year, according to the NCRB data. And it also noted that family problems are contributing to 32.4%, which is the highest one and which is the first most reason for the suicides. So, and we are very lucky to have our chief resource person, Professor A.R. Krishnamurthy Garu, to speak on the topic suicide prevention and healthy family. So I request Professor Krishnamurthy Garu to proceed with his message.
Thank you very much. I wholeheartedly thank Professor Govind Reddy for asking me to, for instructing me to speak on healthy family. And as we have been observing today, the Suicide Prevention Day, I would like to combine it with the healthy family. So as Dr. Ramadevi pointed out, the rate of suicide is going up like anything. It is becoming a pandemic. So self-killing, why do we kill ourselves? This is the question. So one of the reasons, as we have come to know, is because of the dysfunctional family system. So unhealthy family structure is driving young as well as old people to desperate condition, depression, and mental health issues. So they don't find any meaning in continuing to live. It may be youngsters or it may be aged people. Now, why is this happening? Is it some way related to the family that we are having today? So my topic with this is healthy family. Now, what is it? What do we mean by healthy family? As we know, family is the foundation in the society. So it is considered as a foundation. So we take birth in families, we grow up in families and create new families for the future generation. So family, we consider it as one of the cornerstone of the personal growth and the national development. So I compliment Lakshman Rao ji, who addressed the gathering with his vast experience in the journalism field. So he might have come across some of these topics in his writing and all that. So we, most of us who are elders, we think what is family and what is a healthy family. So the importance of the cultural mainstream is the search for self-actualization. Abraham Maslow has pointed out this. We have got hierarchy of needs ranging from physical needs to self-actualization. So reaching our own potentialities, finding expression in it is what we call a self-actualization and self-fulfillment. This has profound influence on the quality of the individual growth, family life, and community mental health. In modern society, families have been affected by significant social, economic, and moral changes. I am nearing 75. I have observed the changes in the family structures. From a large family, it has come to nuclear families, and more migration to cities in search of job. So nuclear families has become a kind of the situation now. So what is the advantage? What are the disadvantages? We will look into it later. So the society has evidenced increasing diverse rate, heartbreaking parent-child conflicts, and worsening problems of juvenile delinquency. We are seeing a lot of delinquents in the society, and also a lot of divorces, which is a major concern in the family system. But apart from this, we are seeing a lot of abuses in the families, violence in the family, and also suicide, as we have come to see. So the present day researchers have wished to delineate a typology of an ideal family. Unless we have a typology of ideal family, it is not going to be helpful. So we have to delineate it to identify the images of healthy family. Now, we as elders, what do we consider as a healthy family? Some time back, I was listening to Dr. Sudhamurthy, chairman of the Infosys Foundation, addressing about the relationship in the family. I will add that in some time later in my continuation, that lecture. So, recent studies have switched the focus from identifying the characteristics of dysfunctional and broken family to identifying and studying the characteristics of a healthy family. Earlier, whenever we studied in social psychology or criminal psychology, we used to focus on the broken homes, the disrupted family, dysfunctional families, and all that. And also with regard to mental health, we used to look into the family patterns of living. So instead of that, now the focus is on what we call as functional family or healthy family. So to encourage, why do we need to identify the healthy family instead of dysfunctional family? It is because studying that characteristics of a healthy family encourage this and strengthen the family to move toward an enriched family life by using these characteristics as benchmarks. In today's changing society, most families need to put forth extra efforts in order to just survive. So family strength is often the term that we use to characterize the healthy family. The term is used to describe the family resources of adaptability and integration. It denotes a happy, successful, and a stable family. Happy family refers to a healthy, comfortable, intimate, harmonious, warm, and self-balanced family life. So when we say, what is a healthy family? It means a very comfortable, intimate, harmonious, warm, and well-balanced family life. Now, when we use the term healthy, it is not limited to narrow medical definition. It covers a wide, broader meaning of integrating or regarding harmonious relation and successful functioning so that both the individual and the family needs can be met. So we know what we sometimes use the term health in narrow perspective to mean absence of illness. It is not that. It is a state of well-being that we are emphasizing. And even the definition of health, as we have seen today, includes the state of well-being in not merely the absence of infirmity, particularly at physical, social, mental, as well as spiritual levels. So every family has problems. This includes even healthy family. Those families who are able to cope and adjust well to the demands of daily life are termed as healthy families. So in this part, we clearly note that almost all the families that we come across have some or the other problems. So it may be the generation gap that we come across, elders disagreeing with youngsters, youngsters disrespecting the elders, norms and so on. Or else there may be differences between husband and wife and so on. So all these things we see. There are problems. These families, which we consider as healthy families, they are able to cope and adjust well into the demands of the daily life. So the definition of healthy family is not based completely on structure of the family. Even a single parent family can be considered healthy family as long as the family's needs are met and stress are managed through positive approach. Now, some of the definition I have looked into from the references I have made states a healthy family is a stress effective family, in that such family is able to function at its fullest capacity and is able to cope with the demands of daily life. So we are emphasizing on daily life situations and the ability to cope up with whatever that comes across. So good interpersonal relations and good physical conditions among all members define healthy family. Let us look and ask questions to ourselves. Are we having a healthy family? To what extent it is healthy in this context? So if we have good relations among the members of the family, they are able to stand with each other in the face of stress or crisis and help each other to overcome, then we consider it as a healthy family. Now I have delineated some of the characteristics of healthy family looking into the references. So I come across the following as the characteristics: a deep commitment to one another, then giving time to the family members as a top priority, then having good communication, showing appreciation to each other, look out for one another, that is support each other, and then resolving conflicts or coping with stress as well as crisis, and then having spiritual well-being. These are characteristics that have been identified as a part of healthy family. Let me take up one by one these things. Commitment. What do we mean by this commitment? Attaching each other, not giving up, what we call. Members of a healthy family do not give up one another. Members may have difficulties, disagreements, trials and troubles, just as everyone else has. What sets them apart, the healthy family, is that they don't give up on each other. When circumstances become strained or unpleasant, or when the other party disappoints them or lets them down. So they have a steady and unwavering dedication to each other. They dedicate to each other. A commitment to stay together through good times as well as bad times. Many times, life doesn't go smoothly as person wishes to or likes. It is commitment that helps every member carry through these tough times. This is the kind of commitment that one has towards spouse or towards other members. It may be towards children, or it may be towards other relatives, brothers, sisters, or others, in-laws, and so on, that make families strong. Making family time is another important thing. Second characteristics that I noted. Many a times we say, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for children. I am very busy. So these are the things that discourage, that doesn't allow people to be together. So what we have seen is between long week hours, school hours, activities, working activities, and household works, family time can be hard to come by. Still, healthy families always find time to be together, no matter how busy they think they are. They know that time spent together is very crucial. How can we spend our time? Family time can mean engaging in shared activities. It may be having meals, it may be together, playing games, going on picnics or trips or sporting events, enjoying recreational activities, anything of this nature, it can be family time. Family members look out for each other here. The real key to building relationship is to spend time together in all types of circumstances, including the daily activities. It may be very simple or it may be very difficult. Daily activities there, it is very necessary. So spending more time with the family members. Then third is what we call as good communication. So members of the family talk to each other. They spend a lot of time engaged in conversation with each other to understand each other. Family members have to invest time necessary to share their feelings, options, their opinions, concerns, as well as perspectives. What I have seen is in disrupted families, they don't talk to each other. So communication is translating the ideas into other person, communicating through media of speech, writing, and other things. We send messages to the other person. The person, one is the person who sends messages, and the other is the receiver. So receiver, how he interprets the messages is also very important. So much of their communication occurs while they are spending time together. No subject is considered off limits. We don't say it is right or it is wrong. They may talk about routine topics like their weekend plans or what happened at school or work, or about the deeper, more serious issues in life. So they may have to plan out for a business or for expanding the activities and so on, or send their children to the studies. So if there are particular issues affecting the family, they may plan special family meetings to discuss them. Making time for conversation is just half of this. Healthy families also work at developing constructive communication skills. This includes learning to be open and honest. Many a times we see this absence in many families, which ends up in misunderstandings, or what happened to at various places, school, offices, and other things. About deeper, so this is what we see, which builds others up rather than the types that tears them down. So here, focusing on the kind of conversation is very important. It should build others rather than bring them down. Listening is also another important thing here. Carefully, without distractions, and not mind reading or jumping to false conclusions when another person is speaking. We know irrationality comes in through jumping to conclusions, misinterpreting things, absolute thinking, and so on. So these things we must be aware of in our communication. By practicing good communication skills, family members show their respect and genuinely interested in each other. Then another characteristic that I would like to elaborate is appreciation. Most of the times when our youngsters do a good job, we don't compliment them. So this is what we see mean as appreciation. Suppose the wife has struggled hard and prepared a good food. The husband comes and says, I'm not hungry. So it may not reflect a good spirit in here. So one of the basic human needs that we come across is to be appreciated and admired by other individuals. Studies show that there is a high degree of mutual administration and appreciation between members of healthy families. So they complement each other. To be truly successful family, it is very necessary not only to feel appreciation, but also to express it. So if we keep it within ourselves in the mind, saying that it was very good, it is not sufficient. We have to express it. Appreciation helps motivate family members to continue to behave in a positive way toward each other. It also helps to build confidence within a person. Appreciation should be expressed frequently, both verbally and with meaningful gestures. This, suppose we pat our youngsters for doing a good job. It is a communication where we appreciate the child or we appreciate the youngsters, and this acts as a motivation. Appreciation should be expressed. So thus same sentiments can be expressed by leaving notes somewhere for family members to find, such as their lunch boxes and other things, when it is not possible directly to express. Appreciation should be limited to thanking others for what they do for you. Let family members know how special they are. Tell your spouse, children, and others with what qualities you most value in them. Say, I love you. Often praise their strength and accomplishments. Let them know you enjoy spending time with them. Done sincerely, expressions of love and appreciation deepen the bond between family members and strengthen the family unit. Then other thing, characteristic that I would like to elaborate is on family members look out for each other, not for themselves. So what we generally look is what family has done to me, what father has done to me, what mother has done to me, or what other elders has done to me, or what youngsters are doing to me. So this is how we look at it. It is not that. So healthy families do their best to live by the golden rule. Whatever you want men to do to you, do also to them. So when we reciprocate, it is going to be very healthy. Individuals in the family consider how others will be affected when making important decisions. Before speaking, they think about whether they want to be on the receiving end or what they be about to say, what they want to say. So when we treat others, especially our family members, as we would hope and want to be treated, then we can achieve the fruits of high functioning family. This should be the goal of every family, to create an atmosphere in which each family member feels loved and inspired to work for his common family goals. Sometimes it also means sacrificing personal desires. It is not necessary that we have to carry on what we want to. So to encourage or support another person. Then another characteristic that I have gone through is about coping with the crisis and stress, or in other words, resolving conflicts. The general saying is that family has complaints. So we usually see this in many families, complaining about wife, complaining about husband, complaining about children, and so all that. So is it a healthy family when there is a lot of complaints? No, the healthy family is no exception to this. healthy families may face problem as well. But what makes the difference is that members of healthy families are able to face reality and creatively, systematically, and rationally overcome crisis. So they try to resolve the conflict. Whenever there is argument, whenever there is a fight and all that, what they do is they would like to resolve it. So crisis together in certain difficult times, family members must depend on each other, each other's mutual trust and interdependency. Together, they are able to solve their problems effectively.
Yeah.
There are few authors.
Krishnamurthy sir. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for just you have so elaborately explained about the characteristics and appreciation and dependency, the conflict resolution and whatnot. Everything. These are all accounts to healthy family. Thanks for your just totally you have spoken about the total healthy family. These are all the characteristics. And healthy family means and they are not more prone for suicide. And ill health, the family is with a lot of conflicts, you mean, and there is more prone for committing suicide. Am I right, sir? That is your conclusion. Yeah. Now, sorry for the interruption. Now, our coordinator is supposed to leave for another meeting. I request you, Dr. Ramadevi, to summarize it and propose vote of thanks. Thank you very much, sir. Krishnamurthy, sir.
Thank you, Krishnamurthy sir, for your elaborate explanation of a healthy family. So he has explained the definition of a healthy family. He said that the healthy family is a foundation in the society where we grow up, learn, and we learn, develop our cultures. He has also described about the Maslow hierarchy, which indicates from the basic needs to self-actualization, in which that is possible in a healthy family. But there is a lot in this modern family system. There is a lot of social and economic structures migrating to cities, and nuclear family system has formed. So which is increase because of the modern family systems or nuclear family system. There is vast increase in the divorces, abuses, violence in the family, and juvenile delinquency. So what is the need? So we need an ideal family. So what are the how to identify the characteristics of the functional family? So in the functional family, it encourages and strengthens to move forward and enriched by the characters. So it describes adaptability and stability. And in the healthy family, it is comfort. It is a healthy environment where we feel comfortable, warm, intimate, and harmonious, and self-balanced family. There is a wide meaning of the family system or the healthy family. So where individuals meet their needs. So it is not just that every family, healthy family doesn't have any problems. It do have the family problems, but in a healthy family, all the family members cope and adjust to the demands of the daily life. So there will be the conflicts between the family members, but they don't just define to the structure of the family, but they jointly stress effectively function at the fullest capacity and the ability to cope up with the daily demands. So the good relationship of the family members at the time of stress also one of the characteristics of the family. So a deep commitment to one another. So how to identify the family and a healthy family? So a healthy family has a deep commitment to one another, so which supports during the wavering situations and dedication to each other, committed to stay together. And they also give time for each other, even in spite of having the busy schedule. They give time for family, like by doing shared activities like going on picnics, sports, dining together, etc. And they have a healthy family will have a good communication, talk to each other, invest time to share their feelings, concerns, perspectives, and develop an open and honest relationships. So it also includes appreciation, look for one another, resolving crisis, and spread the spirituality. So it is very much, a healthy family is very much important to develop, to improve ourselves both physically and psychologically, so that the family is the backbone of any person. So if a healthy family resolves conflict, so there will be less suicides. So I thank you so much, sir, for your valuable explanation. So now it's time for give to vote of thanks as time is running out. I thank you one and all, and also Professor V.Z. Reddy garu and the chief guest VIPs, and also thank our chief guest Sri J.V. Lakshman Rao garu, and also Professor T.D. Vimla garu, and also A.R. Krishnamurthy garu for his detailed explanation about the healthy family. And I also thank each and every participant for being so patient. And I thank you for taking time out in enhancing your knowledge. Thank you one and all, and have a pleasant evening.
Once again, I
Thank you,
also
everyone.
thank you one and all. Good night.